And we're following two breaking news stories here at 5. First, a death investigation in southwest Detroit after 3 bodies were found inside a home.
But first, several people are hurt after a gas explosion in Ypsilanti Township. We began receiving calls and emails from Local 4 viewers about the explosion about 3:40 this afternoon.
The explosion happened on James L. Hart Parkway, just south of I-94. Both hazmat teams and DTE responded to help make the scene safer while investigators work to figure out exactly what caused it. Khalil Maycock is there right now. So Khalil, what are you seeing?
Yeah, right now that scene is still very active. I want to step out just so you can see it. You can see there are multiple fire engine trucks back there. You do see that the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office has James L. Parkway blocked off at Frank Daniels Road. Now, not too long ago, I spoke with an employee who works at the building where that explosion happened. He did say that, it happened a little before 3. He said it was close to them getting off. And he mentioned how, they were kind of surprised this happened. He mentioned that there was a worker who kind of hit a line. Now, according to the Huron Valley ambulance, we know that 3 people were transported to the hospital. We do know that 2 are stable according to the Huron Valley ambulance, and 1 was cared for on the scene is also stable. Now, when I also spoke with Dion Ragland, he mentioned that EFI is a place that, they produce ink for billboards, for shirts. And he also described how, this was kind of scary for them. He mentioned, they heard that explosion. He says the backside, he said it kind of looked like a tuna can exploded. And while we were out here, we did see a lot of vehicles just going back that way. This is in an industrial park area. We saw like a hazmat team, like you mentioned, and we saw multiple sheriff's offices or sheriff's departments going back there. And if I want to point your attention to my right over here, this is where I also spoke with an employee from this building. Now, they are at least, half a block from where that explosion happened, and they mentioned that they also felt that explosion. They said they felt that a little before 3. They mentioned how it kind of shocked them, it scared them. And I want to let you listen to some sound from the fire chief who we spoke to not too long ago.
There was some type of a gas incident, possibly with moving a forklift in and about. That's still under investigation at this time. Right now there's concern with some hazardous materials that was in the building. We have our county hazmat team here doing some checking on that, and so far everything has come back negative.
The whole building is like a tuna can. It's shredded. He had hit the exhaust switch, and that's what triggered the explosion. The exhaust switch, because the exhaust switch was in the back with all the chemicals and stuff. And then as soon as he hit the exhaust, I guess to clear it out, that's when the big old puff went boom.
And that was Dion you just heard from. That's the employee who works at EFI. And you're getting another look at this scene. Still very active. Now, we have seen some of those vehicles leave from here at this point. Now, this is what we got from DTE earlier. They sent us a statement. It says in part, at DTE Energy, safety is our top priority for our customers, employees, and communities. This afternoon, our team was called to an incident in Ypsilanti Township to help make the scene safe while local authorities investigate the cause. Now, back out here live, when we spoke to that chief, he did mention that they will be out here for a few more hours just making sure this scene is safe. Now, he did mention that there is no immediate danger to people in this area. Reporting live in Ypsilanti Township, Khalil Maycock, Local 4.
All right, Khalil, also breaking at 5 in southwest Detroit, police say they found 3 bodies inside a home, and it started with a report of a missing person.
That's right. The discovery was made around 1 this afternoon at a home on Edsel Street near Francis Avenue. Noelle Friel is live at the scene. Noelle, what are you learning?
Yeah, guys, we've learned that Michigan State Police are now on scene assisting in this investigation. State police say there will be a heavy police presence here for at least the next few hours. I'm going to step out here so we can give you a better look. You can see that this entire street is still completely taped off as officers are coming in and out of this white house here. This is where police say they found those bodies in the basement. So here's what we know so far. Around 12:50 this afternoon, the Detroit Police 4th Precinct was responding to a report of a missing person when they say someone approached them and said they had been assaulted at this home. When officers went inside, they found those 3 men in the basement. They are described to have been brutally assaulted. Police couldn't say the victims' ages or how long they've been here. DPD is asking for anyone with any information that could help identify who did this to come forward.
We would appreciate it if they saw anything, if they have any information that they can get to us. We would appreciate them giving a call to Crime Stoppers or call homicide section with the Detroit Police Department so that we can follow up on any information that they may have for us.
So we'll continue to bring you the very latest updates from police as we get them. For now, reporting live, Noelle Friel, Local 4.
Yeah, we appreciate your reporting, Noelle. Thank you.
And more breaking news on the avalanche near Lake Tahoe. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office says 8 of the 9 skiers who are still missing have now been found dead. One person is still unaccounted for right now. Investigators say the avalanche hit the Castle Peak area around 11:30 on Tuesday morning. It happened as a group of people were heading back to the trailhead at the end of the 3-day backpack country trip. 6 survivors were rescued about 11 hours later with various injuries, and 2 were taken to the hospital. Now, the sheriff says crews are still searching, but dangerous weather and high avalanche risks are still slowing the operation.
Tonight, 2 teens are facing adult charges after a shooting at Partridge Creek Mall left a 17-year-old hurt and sparked panic. You may remember it happened last November during the mall's annual tree lighting ceremony. Hundreds rushed to their cars while others hid inside stores to try to stay safe. After a 3-month investigation, police arrested 2 16-year-olds last week. Lauren Kostick is in Macomb County tonight with the new details that we just learned in court. Lauren.
Well, Kimberly, those 2 teens, they remain here at the Juvenile Justice Center in Macomb County, like you said, facing serious charges tonight. And the judge didn't go easy on them, setting high bonds, $5 million for the alleged shooter and $2 million for the other teen involved. 16-year-olds King Payne and Christian Griffin charged as adults after a November shooting at Partridge Creek Mall. The 2 teens face assault with intent to murder, a life offense. Prosecutors say Payne fired the shots and Griffin orchestrated the attack.
Mr. Griffin gets into an argument with someone else, and instead of just having it end that way, what does he do? He then proceeds and calls Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne comes there with a loaded gun, fires into the victim 4 separate times.
Prosecutors say Payne is also connected to 2 different armed robberies, but has not yet been charged. They also expressed concern about him being a flight risk after family members allegedly suggested he hide out in Detroit.
If we look at the factors, this is a serious allegation, but again, they're disputing these charges.
But the judge sided with the prosecutor, setting high bonds for both teens.
I think the risk of danger public has been well demonstrated.
Macomb County Prosecutor Peter Lucido hopes this case sends a strong message.
You play with guns, you do adult acts, you're charged as an adult.
Saying it's never easy charging teens as adults.
But they did adult kind of things, and as a result, they're presumed innocent until proven guilty, but unfortunately, they're going to be treated as an adult.
As for the victim, we are told he has undergone 6 different surgeries with more expected. Those 2 teens are due back in court on March 2nd. In Mount Clemens, Lauren Kostick, Local 4.
Okay, Lauren, thank you.
A train derailment in Pittsfield Township is causing road closures expected to last for days. Now, officials say at least 13 train cars left the track early Wednesday near Pyre Road, just east of State Street. J. Scott Smith shows us the damage there and what crews are doing to clear it.
Residents here in Pittsfield Township got a rude awakening today as they woke up and saw this, a freight train having jumped the track and basically spilled its load all over the area. And it's left a lot of questions as to what happened.
Earlier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's just the engine.
I wonder how that happened.
It was a startling sight to anyone who lives here along State and Payer roads in Pittsfield Township. Around 3:30 a.m., this massive 13-car Ann Arbor rail freight train jumped the rails, sending it flying off the tracks, into the woods, and up and down the road. And it left a pretty gnarly scene with rail cars, axles, and parts of the train tracks scattered and strewn all over the woods. The locomotive engine was still running and sparking. as it hung off the broken track early in the afternoon. And according to Pittsfield Township Police, there were no injuries and no hazmat situation.
Now, while we're not sure what exactly caused this as of yet, the one thing we do know is what this train was hauling. As you see here, and I get a handful of this, we have a grain shipment that was headed somewhere, but unfortunately, it's not going to reach its destination because of what happened earlier today.
Biggest impact to me is losing some sleep and inability to come into my house the back way, Payer Road.
Craig Harvey has lived in his home along Payer Road for 35 years, and the sound of the train horn is a regular alarm clock for him. But what happened this morning was definitely different.
Instead of the normal fading into the distance, I hear this big clunk, and then end of noise. It's like, that's weird.
The massive, messy derailment thankfully avoided his home, so all he has to worry about is having lost one thing.
Well, the biggest impact for me is I lost some sleep last night.
And we're here live along State Road, where I spoke with the Ann Arbor Rail earlier. They said they are investigating the incident and trying to figure out what happened that caused that train to jump off the tracks. The Pittsfield Township Police, again, noting that there were no injuries. This was not a hazmat situation, just a lot of grain and a lot of corn spilled all over the area. One of the residents said the deer are going to have a really great night over the next couple of weeks. And you're going to have to get used to seeing a lot of these if you're down here in Pittsfield Township, because this train derailment just caused some problems as the roads are going to be closed in this area indefinitely. In Pittsfield Township, I'm Jay Scott Smith for Local 4.
All right, Jay, thank you. No, it's day 4 of the Dale Warner murder trial in Lenawee County right now.
That's right. He's accused of murdering his wife, Dee Warner, in April of 2021. Today, Dee's personal assistant took the stand, revealing years of marriage tensions before Dee's death.
They were always arguing about money.
Okay, and how often would you say always was?
Weekly.
Okay, and you observed these arguments?
Correct.
All right. Did you observe Dale trying to touch Dee?
Yes.
And what was her reaction?
You could tell she was grossed out by it.
The call out there is just...
Testimony also focused on Dee's cell phone and vehicle movements around the time she disappeared. Trial continues tomorrow. We'll be streaming it live on Local 4 Plus and clickondetroit.com. New at 5, Detroit Lions president and CEO Rod Wood says he plans to retire before the start of the 2026 NFL season.
Yeah, the team says Wood will stay on until a successor is hired, following a global search led by Russell Reynolds Associates. Wood has led the Lions for 11 seasons, joining the organization in 2015 after a career in finance, including work for the Ford family office. And the team says the search for his replacement starts immediately. All right, now to the weather as we reach the halfway point of the week.
That's right. So let's head over to forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams with a first look at kind of the hazy, foggy forecast here.
Yeah, that was quite a shot, wasn't it? Very pretty. This is our Windsor sky cam. Looks much like it did yesterday, where you cannot see the skyline of Detroit, completely socked in with zero visibility reported in many areas. Let's take a tour around here. We'll check in on Mount Clemens. East side getting more fog just like yesterday because of, in part, the influence of the lake. So near zero visibility in Mount Clemens. We're going to hop on over to Metro Airport, take a check there. And even as far inland, we're getting some fog, but not quite as bad. That shot looks frozen. So let's check on Belleville now. There, we got it moving. But Belleville, a little bit clearer. So definitely more fog on the east side. We've had temperatures today that have such a wide range. In fact, looking at temperatures now, a big range of temps, anywhere from 58 at Metro Airport, 64 in Monroe, but as you go up into the thumb, it's only 37 in Port Huron. So 60 to 37, pretty big spread. We're going to talk about tomorrow and a little change to the weekend forecast we need to discuss coming up.
Okay, Kim, thank you.